A lot more competitiveness, a lot more speed. Our gaps were a lot better. Defensemen played with a lot more purpose. That really helped us, and I thought with a little more skill in the lineup, we moved the puck a lot better. So that earned us a lead, and we played with some confidence. We weren't able to sustain it though, so we didn't like that part of it. We talked about it after the first because I thought the last few minutes of the first and again after the second because of our play through that period. Didn't think we carried enough of play. I mean, that when you don't carry the play, you're kind of hanging on, and it's just a matter of time before they come at you. So we weren't able to get the game back going the way we were in the first period, and ultimately cost us.
How did having Travis Dermott back change the game or your game plan? What'd you like from him?
Yeah, I don't know if it changed our plan much, but he's a real good player. When he's in, I think with his abilities and his experience, he makes the whole group feel a little bit better, I think, and he just eats a lot of minutes and makes people feel comfortable, and I thought he did a lot of really good things for us. He didn't skate all weekend and then comes in and plays. It's not ideal circumstances by any means, and it was nice to have him today.
You obviously coached him all year long last year. How have you seen Travis's game evolve over the course of the last year?
I think it's come along, and you know what, I think to say it's evolved certainly is one thing, but he was real good for us in November, I would say, and then he got a bad injury where we missed him for a good period of time. But I think he just really learned to use the skill sets that he has. He skates really well, he's strong, so because of that he's able to play really tight, not give much space or opportunity for the other team to get going. So he kills a lot of plays early, and then he's evasive and can make a play. And I think as he learned how to use his body and how to use the limited time and space that you have at the pro level, he learned to make plays through that. And he's got a lot of really nice assets that really helped our team.
Liljegren was a lot more composed in his second game. What did you think of his game?
I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good with the puck. He looked really, really confident, but then I thought he also defended really well today too. So it was a real nice game for him, and he was excellent on the power play.
What do you think of Timo Sheldon more getting back into the lineup? A little rust, or? Yeah,
I thought there was a little rust. I thought both of them at times maybe tried to do a little bit too much with the puck, tried to make a little extra move. I think for offensive people like them that maybe didn't get as much opportunity to play offensive minutes as they would have liked last season, they would look at an opportunity like today as a chance to showcase themselves a bit. That's a tendency to try to do a little too much, but I also thought they worked and gave us a little bit extra skill on each of those two lines, and that helped their line mates in terms of how we moved the puck.
Just on Dermott again for a second, is there any area of his game that you feel requires the most improvement, so to speak, to make that last jump to the NHL?
I think it's just, I don't know, making the jump to the NHL, that's not my decision.
Right.
It's not my department, but like any young player, there's things to continue to work at. Some of his stick positioning and defending, those kind of things when he hasn't closed the space is one area. But we've talked to him about that, but that doesn't present itself very often because he is tight. He closes the gap real quick. So that's a real positive for him. He's going to have to carry that forward through the Leafs camp and all of that. But he's got a bright future ahead. He's going to continue to work, and I know he's excited to get going in camp.
Just on one last one. Adam Brooks didn't get into any games this week, but a kid who really had a real nice last couple of years in junior. What do you notice about his game, and are you excited to get the chance to work him into your lineup this year?
Yeah, I am excited. It would have been nice to have him here, but obviously, the circumstances being what they are, I think the organization made the right decision to give him the extra week of training to get back up and running after having mono and missing a good period of his training. He's a real smart player. I think he does a lot of things really well. The numbers that he was able to produce in junior, I think, bring a lot of attention to him offensively. But I think he's a smart player that has a lot of other areas of the game that he can contribute in. So I'm excited to see how all of that fits in within our group. And he's a guy that fought an injury last year too. It was an ankle injury that he had this rookie tournament and all through Leafs camp and through the Marlies training camp last year. So we don't think we ever have really seen the best Adam Brooks, but I'm excited for him to get through this period and get going.